So I think the head of a residential college at Yale is an incredibly important role. On the one hand, it's just kind of an outgrowth of my other roles, being a mentor to students and a teacher and a professor. But for better or for worse, the residential college is like a family. And that means that the head of college is kind of like the head of that family. And in that role, you just care about your students. You want them to flourish, you want them to thrive, you want to teach them. And just like the head of a family, you kind of care about them deeply and really want them to do well. I really like coming to this position as head of college with lots of psychology training for a couple of reasons. One is that I think I understand a lot about the kinds of biases that play out on campus just from my training in cognitive science and so on. And I plan to kind of think carefully about the implicit cues that the college is giving off that might make different spaces in the college seem more inclusive or less inclusive. The second reason I'm excited as a psychologist to be part of the head of college is that I think one of my goals is to make Silliman a space that students can really flourish in, and that involves really understanding the psychology of wellness, like how do you make people happy, how do you make people flourish and thrive. Making students feel happy and excited and less anxious and less depressed is an important role that the head of college has. We're really responsible for the entire climate. Everything I can do as the head of college to help with that in advance will be useful. I was particularly excited when President Salovey asked me to be part of Silliman, in part because that's the residential college I knew best. One of my grad school roommates was a Silliman alum and just spoke so highly of Silliman, like had the deepest of all possible levels of Silliman pride. For better or for worse, last year was really tough on students. A lot of the students that reached out to me over the summer were worried about Silliman feeling like the kind of college that they can be proud of and so on. And so my first job as head of Silliman College is to get students excited about Silliman again. By that token, we're just going to have lots and lots of fun Silliman events. So many more kind of fun type events than I would have planned normally, just to get students back in the college spaces, enjoying the kinds of things that can happen there. Priority number 2 is trying to make students feel a little bit more included in the college. Lots of issues of inclusiveness happened on campus broadly at Yale, and I really want to make sure that Silliman in particular is a space where students can feel included. To achieve this, what I'm planning to do is to partner with the cultural house deans just to make sure that we have programming on Silliman's campus that's representing all of the different identities of students that we have in the college. And the hope is that by making Silliman a more inclusive space, a space where we're talking about the issues of inclusion and diversity and identity, we can do a lot to kind of help students feel like Silliman is everyone's community.